Icon of the Seas christened Jacksonville getting a new cruise ship, and a cruise passenger is worried that the crew members are making fun of them. Cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Lido, Loca. I am your host, Tony, here with the 5 top cruise news headlines for January the 24th, 2024, a Wednesday. Hope everybody is doing great. This report's coming to you from Mahogany Bay in Roatan, Honduras. All right, cruise news story number 1, exciting news coming out of the cruise port of Jacksonville, Florida. Traditionally, Jacksonville has hosted only one cruise line, Carnival Cruise Line. Well, the swirl is that they may have a second cruise line in play, which means more cruising options for cruisers near the Jacksonville area. And apparently the next cruise line that will be making an appearance in Jacksonville, Norwegian Cruise Line. There's a lot of hints out there, including some clues coming from the Port Authority there in Jacksonville and a mysterious landing page on the Norwegian Cruise Line website saying Jacksonville coming soon. So exciting times. Of course, there's a little bit of a challenge for Jacksonville. They have a bridge that cruise ships have to go under, so they're limited to the size of cruise ships. That means you won't see one of the big Norwegian Cruise Line cruise ships there, but there's a lot of small and medium-sized Norwegian Cruise Line cruise ships. They're a lot of fun to be on. So exciting news for people that cruise out of the port of Jacksonville. Cruise news story number 2 may be the biggest cruise news story right now. The world's largest cruise ship, Icon of the Seas, christened yesterday in Miami by its godfather, international footballer, soccer player, Lionel Messi. Icon of the Seas, officially named, officially christened, getting ready to take on her first paying passengers. I've seen a lot of footage coming off of the Icon of the Seas. Wow, what a amazing looking cruise ship. It looks big. It's gonna be wild to see how much space still feels spacious in the midst of, I think it's close to 8,000 passengers and crew, maybe more than that. I don't know. Icon of the Seas, do you plan to sail on her? Are you interested in that cruise ship? Leave a comment below. Cruise news story number 3. Many cruisers out there feel like they've already hit the lottery, a great way to travel around the world. But could you imagine being on a cruise and actually hitting the lottery? That is the story of a Virginia man who played the Virginia lottery before he went on his recent cruise. And well, he checked his numbers while on that cruise, and well, he won the lottery. He won $1 million while on the cruise ship. And $1 million, a lot of scratch for sure. How hard would it be to focus on the next, cruise activity when you know that when you get home, you're going to go collect a check for $1 million? Dude's name is Jerome Testa from Virginia. I feel like we should find him and rub on him for good luck. Yeah, wow. Cruise news story number 4. Look, I can't get enough of it. You know the TikToker, Mark Sebastian, doing some time on Royal Caribbean's 9-month world cruise. Well, he's shared a couple more of his epiphanies as a new cruiser on this cruise ship. The first one, he says that he got some stern looks for mentioning Titanic on a cruise ship, and that he was told that you should never do that. I've been on a lot of cruises. I don't know that it's a hard and fast rule not to mention Titanic, but he went in pretty hard saying that he kind of got shamed, like people gasped. He mentioned Titanic. I've never seen that. I mean, I don't know. I'm interested what you guys think about that. Do you think they should show like Poseidon Adventure and Titanic on a cruise ship? Do you think it's okay to mention Titanic? Look, it's part of the history of cruising, and there's been all kinds of vessels that have cruised with success since the unsuccessful voyage of the Titanic, and I think it is important to remember our history. Honestly, I've never really run into anybody that upset about somebody mentioning Titanic on a cruise ship. I've been at several shows where they sing the Celine Dion song. This was an epiphany for TikToker Mark Sebastian. And then the other thing that blew his mind recently is that the swimming pools and really the water that's used on the cruise ship is the water of the sea, seawater, salt water. He did not understand or know that the pools were filled with salt water, and maybe a lot of people don't know that. These are not freshwater pools on most cruise ships. They use the water resource that's most available to them, the sea. And then same process for water on the cruise ship. There's a desalination process to purify the water, to take the salt out of it so that it is usable on cruise ships. These were 2 big epiphanies for world cruiser Mark Sebastian. And I love it. You know, like a lot of people say, oh, this guy's out there creating drama, that kind of thing. There is an aspect to that, but I do love seeing cruising through fresh eyes, through the eyes of a non-cruiser, because stuff that we take for granted, he's now experiencing, like, oh, what's going on? You know, people are hiding ducks on cruise ships. What? This is amazing. You know, so it's kind of neat just to see something like that through his eyes. But maybe you're brand new out there, saltwater on cruises, and Titanic, I don't know if it's that big a deal. What do you think? Leave a comment below. Now we got to talk about this wild story of a cruise passenger who is pretty concerned that crew members are making fun of them. But first, I'd like to quickly invite you to subscribe. Do you like staying up to date with everything going on in cruising? Well, you can stay up to date with everything going on in cruising simply by hitting the subscribe button. YouTube will notify you when I put out a new show. And basically, I'm just out there looking at the cruise news, so you don't have to. It's a service. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, if you want to stay up to date, subscribe, notification bell on. Thank you. We hit a new milestone, 241,000 subscribers. Thanks everybody for being a part of the Loca fam. You guys rock the Casbah. All right, here's the story. There is a Carnival Cruise passenger upset because they were on the Carnival Jubilee, this cruise ship that I'm on right here, upset because they were subjected to crew members speaking to each other in a foreign language. Now, it's pretty widely accepted that most cruise lines are English first. The crew members are supposed to speak English to each other while they're in public spaces, while they're in customer-facing areas. And well, I think most people who think about it would just say, well, they're speaking in their common language because that's the easiest thing for them to do. But not this passenger. Interesting message sent to Carnival brand ambassador John Heald. It goes like this. We are just off the Carnival Jubilee. We love the ship. It's not as glitzy as other Carnival ships. We have been on 18 cruises with different cruise companies. This was not our first rodeo. One Carnival policy that I observed constantly broken was the only English is to be spoken in passenger areas. I can't count the number of times I heard crew speaking to each other in their native tongues. This included some supervisory personnel as well. Carnival needs to work on this, or better yet, hire Americans. The crew can make fun of you right in front of your face, and we would not know. I don't know. English-only policy in front of guests obviously should be observed, but I do think it's a little paranoid to say, well, if they're not speaking in English, they're obviously making fun of you. And beyond that, who cares? Who cares if somebody else is making fun of you? I get made fun of all the time in English. Sometimes I address it with some fake outrage to hopefully expose some horrible behavior by people and maybe trigger other people not to behave that way. But at the end of the day, I don't really care. I don't know the people that are making fun of me, and certainly, you know, it's not going to change my life, the people that are making fun of me. So, yeah, what do you think? Do you think the crew is speaking in their own language so that they can make fun of other people, or just speaking in their own language because that's the most comfortable to them? Is this even an issue for somebody to be upset about? I don't know. Leave a comment below. Boom, that's your cruise news. Do me a solid, hit that like button if you could. Hope you're having an awesome week. This is Tony for Lido Loca. Until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye. Cruise news.